What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about the Molten Core. The Molten Core is a level 60 raid dungeon located in the Blackrock Mountain, which sits between the Burning Steppes and the Searing Gorge within the Eastern Kingdoms. The Molten Core was created more than 300 years ago near the end of the War of the Three Hammers. The leader of the Dark Iron Dwarves, Emperor Thorison, tried to summon a powerful fire elemental to defeat the other two dwarven clans, the Bronzebeards and the Wildhammers. Instead, Thorison accidentally ended up releasing Ragnaros the Fire Lord, Lord of all fire elementals. Ragnaros destroyed Thorison's city, creating the volcano of Blackrock Mountain like a boss, and at the very bottom of the Blackrock Mountain is where we are at, the Molten Core. So to recap, Thorison, the leader of the Dark Iron Dwarves, accidentally summons this big badass fire elemental lord who destroys his city, turning it into a volcano, and that is how Blackrock Mountain was created, with the Molten Core being the center right at the bottom of the volcano. As we enter the Molten Core, the first boss we encounter is Lucifron, one of 4 of Ragnaros' Flamewaker captains. He looks over Magmadar, one of Ragnaros' favoured pets, and is always striving to gain favour with Ragnaros against his fellow Flamewakers. Lucifron takes every opportunity to capitalise on any weakness shown by the other Flamewakers, particularly Genas, who he has clashed with before on several occasions. Unlike other fire elementals, who are composed of pure flame, these Flamewakers are elementals composed of flesh and blood. Magmadar is one of Ragnaros' favoured pets. He is a badass core hound composed of igneous rock and magma. While imprisoned in the elemental plane, Ragnaros would feed Magmadar the remains of his captured enemies. By doing this, the core hound became very loyal to Ragnaros. He is the uncontested alpha male of all core hounds. Residing in the Magmadar cavern, he guards the rune of Cress, which is one of the runes of warding. All of these runes need to be deactivated by killing the bosses that protect them in order to summon a later boss in the Molten Core, Majordomo Executus. Genas is another one of the Flamewakers that were brought from the elemental plane by Ragnaros to serve him in the Molten Core. Genas resides near the bottom of the elemental hierarchy though. He is distrusted by all who serve him, with the exception of his 2 guards. Genas guards the Rune of Moan along with 2 other Flamewakers. Gar, a conglomerate lava elemental, is one of Ragnaros' lieutenants that carried out the betrayal of Lord Thunderan, the Prince of Air, during the elemental sundering where, with the help of Gar, Ragnaros almost completely consumed Thunderan's essence, destroying him. Ragnaros stored the remaining essence he could not consume into a talisman of elemental binding and cleaved it in 2, one of which Gar holds. Baron Geddon is one of the eldest fire elementals and is the 2nd chief lieutenant of Ragnaros along with Gar. Geddon served as commander for Ragnaros during the war against the Titans. However, Geddon suffered a humiliating defeat and Ragnaros demoted him, being replaced by the Flamewaker Majordomo Executus. In an effort to regain Ragnaros' faith, Geddon devised the betrayal of Thunderan the Windseeker, and upon defeating Thunderan, Geddon was given the 2nd half of the cleaved talisman from Ragnaros. Shazra is a Flamewaker who resides close to Baron Geddon. He seeks a way to possess both halves of the talisman of elemental binding so that he could consume its energies for his own use. Ragnaros is very likely aware of Shazra's intent for deception. However, he is set to guarding the Rune of Majz. Sulfuron Harbinger is the most favoured of the Flamewakers and is the herald of Ragnaros himself. Harbinger commands Ambassador Flamelash and the other lesser Flamewakers in the outside world. He answers to Executus and guards the Rune of Koro. Sulfuron keeps a watchful eye over Shazra, expecting that he will betray Ragnaros and take the 2 halves of the talisman of elemental binding for himself. Golmag is a molten giant of incredible brutality and savage efficiency. Golmag has earned Magmadar's eternal and unwavering ire, although the fearsome creature has yet to act upon his savage impulses. He has 2 pet dogs called Core Ragers and guards the Rune of Theri. Majordomo Executus, one of the coolest names in the game. He is at the top of the elemental hierarchy, just beneath Ragnaros, having replaced Baron Geddon after he was disgraced. However, it is well known that Ragnaros does not tolerate failure, and the lesser Flamewakers and Baron Geddon await the day that Executus missteps for their chance to vie for the attention of the Fire Lord. However, in the current timeline of Warcraft, Fandral Staghelm, after becoming leader of the Druids of Flame, which is a story for another time, replaced Executus as Ragnaros' Majordomo. Executus can only be summoned once all the runes from the Molten Core are deactivated, by killing the respective bosses that protect them.
Impossible. Stay your attack, mortals. I submit. I submit. Brashly, you have come to wrest the secrets of the living flame. You will soon regret the recklessness of your quest. I go now to summon the Lord whose house this is. Should you seek an audience with him, Your paltry lives will surely be forfeit. Nevertheless, seek out his lair if you dare. Behold Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. He who was ancient when this world was young. Bow before him, mortals. Bow before your ending. Too soon. You have awakened me too soon, Executus. What is the meaning of this intrusion? These mortal infidels, my lord. They have invaded your sanctum and seek to steal your secrets. You allowed these insects to run rampant through the hollow core. Now you lead them to my very lair? You have failed me, Executus. Justice shall be met. Now for you, insects. Boldly usurp the power of Ragnaros. Now you shall see it. Fire, be burned!
Ragnaros the Fire Lord is the head boss of the Molten Core and is responsible for its creation. It is said that his elemental minions now command the Dark Iron Dwarves, who are in the midst of creating armies out of living stone. The lake which Ragnaros lies sleeping in acts as a rift connecting the plane of fire to Azeroth. However, Ragnaros' full story will not be covered here, as I want to do a separate video because he has a huge part to play in the Cataclysm. The Molten Core was considered the pinnacle of raiding achievement at its time, heralding epic adventures and epic loots and glory to be had. It was one of the two 40-man raids available upon the release of the original World of Warcraft. Dudes, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you liked this content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Really appreciate you watching, guys. Thanks so much. My name is Arcanate. Catch you next time.
All who challenge me will burn in the fires of my hatred.
Through all his warmongering, Garrosh unites his enemies against him. Not just the Alliance, but the